Hey, you know, how you doing? Peggy. All right, Peggy. All right. What's going on, mister? What's going on, mister? All right. How you doing? Doing great. Doing great. Oh, no problem. No problem. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Hey, lady. Good to see you. Good to see you guys. Now I get my hugs.
I remember you there. Very talented.
See, I don't like snow.
Over there. So that's available now. So what we're going to do is we're going to have Pastor Aaron bless the food for us, and then we can go start with the appetizers. Okay?
All right. I don't need no money.
Okay, you don't need it. Excuse me, Pastor.
I got a big voice. Bow your heads. The Lord bless the food we're about to receive for the nourishments of our body to make us strong. Bless all families, our friends, and the love between us all. We bless it all in the matchless name of Jesus. Everybody say amen. Amen.
All right, so yeah, so like against the wall, we got the hors d'oeuvres out, so we can start over with that.
You only have to say it once.
All right, all right.
Sister G.
Right.
You beat it, man. That's a speech to him. And make the land there.
You looking good. Thank you. You been going to Warriors games? Oh, you already Steve?
Good, no, you feel me?
No, I'm following you.
Oh.
I'm following you. Hey, you just started there, I'm following you.
Hey, I'm just here to celebrate Von's release of that magnificent novel. Get it. You can find it on Amazon right now today. All right.
Good promotion, brother. Y'all heard that.
Hello, everyone. Can I get your attention just for a minute? Just inform that the lunch is ready. So we can go ahead and eat at this point. And Pastor Aaron has already blessed the food, so we're good to go. All right? yet, but we're going to do something, a prelude to the program starting. So what we're going to do is I have Mr. Roy McClanahan. Roy, turn around, let everybody see you. Put your hand in the Roy McClanahan is the official photographer, videographer for this event. So what we're getting ready to do right now is we're going to go through a picture-taking session. And what I mean by that, we're going to get different groups of people together to take pictures. If you want to take a picture with your family, tell Roy, we're going to get that. You know what I mean? The first picture that I want to take is a picture with Anthony Porter and Kenny Jones. Can y'all come up here?
Why Anthony Porter? Why the hell
is here, right there. Gretchen's on. That was my mama's best friend. Yeah. All right. And we had a birthday party, and Mrs. Jones' birthday party, we got a picture with me, Kenny, and Anthony. So I said, you guys come, because we're going to take another picture.
That's all the only reason you invited me?
That's the only reason. But see, you know, if he was talking to anybody else that didn't know me, they might believe that. What had happened was, I was getting ready to take a job that I was working for Litton Guidance Control. I was working for Litton Guidance Control in the Valley.
When you're on defense, you already lost the argument.
And I was getting ready to take a job in with TRW out in San Bernardino. But in order to get relocation money, you had to be over 100 miles from where you lived. Where I lived was only 70 miles. And so Anthony lived out in, what was it?
Thousand Oaks.
Thousand Oaks? Out in Thousand Oaks. Thousand Oaks. So that was like 110 miles. I said, Anthony, I need to move over to your place so I can put that address so I can get this relocation money. He knew all that. So, you know, so that's why I came, but I got my relocation money. I was home for about 6 weeks. So anyway, that's my picture. Because Keith, like I said, that's my money's best friend. And it was just right there. So,
Let's sit at the screen.
99.
We got a thing going on.
Yeah, that's Grand Elementary School.
Everybody in there? Okay, look.
Anybody that live in South Vallejo, and this includes Beverly Hills. Anybody live in South Vallejo, including Beverly Hills.
Southside. All right.
Come on, Jack.
All right. Beverly Hills.
Come on, Jack. Beverly Hills, in front of me.
Okay, make sure we see it. Okay.
So I want everybody to know, Linda Dr. Lero right here, I had a crush on Linda Dr. Lero. Okay. Yeah, we're too young. We're too young. Yeah, Ray Mariano. Come on.
Okay. Two, three. One more.
San Jose State, similar, I got to tell this story. So, Leroy Barnett went to San Jose State, right? You know, me and Leroy were real partners. So I went down to Loyola Marymount University in LA. So I used to come up to San Jose State like every big party that happened for like the first 2 years. You know, I used to come up to San Jose State. So when I was a junior, I wouldn't come up that much. You know, back in upper division engineering, classes got hard. So I would come up. So I came up and I ran into one of the brothers that I knew from freshman. He said, well, man, Vaughn, man, did you drop out?
Why were you there? Tell me.
I had a couple of girlfriends up there. And Leela and Leroy, you know, her roommate, you know what I mean? Hey, what can I say?
Everybody thought he went to San Jose State.
I don't have no degree.
All right. You honorary.
I need Miriam Marina and Pete and Dave and Don Bluford.
Gone, girl. Go get your ass.
Long way to be here. Okay. Marion and Pete came from Reading.
Wow.
Dave and Don came from Utah. I lived in Utah for like 11 years. And they was my best friends in Utah. And we still hook up. Now I live in Virginia now. They came back to Baltimore last year. And so me and my wife, we went to go meet them for dinner in Baltimore. That's how good of partners we've been since I moved to Utah. So they came here to support me. I had to give them some thanks. Up at the Matrix, Wednesday night I was doing a lot of posting while we was up at the Matrix. Well, I had a going away party when I moved from Vallejo to the East Coast in 2019. And we had a group of people, and it's a whole lot of those people that was here that was at that party. So all the people who was at my 2019 going away party at the Matrix, I want y'all up here.
Well, over 40 years. Thank you. All right.
Okay. Now, Frank. Okay, so I don't do nothing. Sure. Jackie. You went to Solano?
You went to Solano? No, he didn't. He went to Belize. Oh, yeah, that's right. You were the train.
Who?
Yeah.
Where's you guys?
Why you over there like you tall? You don't need to do that. Just get it.
Those people!
Those people.
Yeah, those people got great education, students!
Oh, you guys do Hogan again.
Okay, you want Hogan again? Okay, well, Miss Pearl said I gotta do Hogan again, so. We must do Hogan again. Miss Lila Pearl once told me so.
That's right, the Spartan.
Okay, this is the last picture. This is the last picture that we're gonna get started with the program. Vallejo High School. Vallejo High School. All right, come on here. And I'm Von Ken. Y'all know that. Okay, all of the babies wrote a song back in the 80s called Why Didn't We Love? So when I had the decision to do the book, I had a friend of mine's wife who I worked with at my first job out of college, and she was a very avid reader, you know what I mean? And she said, because I had a cousin named Gordon DeWitty that was in the music business. He played with Sly Stone, Bobby Womack. He's playing keyboard on Sweet Thing on Rufus and Chaka Khan. He's playing organ on Natural High with Bloodstone. Produced a lot of people with Bobby Womack's band leader, hung out with Sly and playing with all the played Earth, Wind & Fire in the early days. And I think me, Leroy, and Mark Williams went to that concert. And when he was playing with Earth, Wind & Fire. But anyway, I used to tell all these stories, you know, to my friends, you know, because I couldn't take nobody with. My cousin was sightless, you know. Like Rich Brown said, oh, what the nigga was Brian. And another little quick story to make you laugh. So he had a lot of friends that would always try to play tricks on him and all that day. And they look around and they say, man, where did he really seeing our nigga at? So anyway, I had a lot of stories that I told, but I couldn't bring them because I'm with him and I'm getting in and going to all these places that, you know, I can't take nobody with me. But I had a whole lot of stories. So Anthony would say, fine, you a good storyteller. Why don't you write a book? As a matter of fact, I want you to write a book about the Good Brothers. Because at this point in time, it was early 90s, I think it was, and I remember one of the writers was Jerome Dickey, and it was a lot of these guys. She said, but a lot of these men are gay. You know what I mean? I want to read about the Good Brothers, you know, and you're a good storyteller, so write a book. So, well, Oliver had already did a song, and I heard, I said, man, Why Didn't We Love? That might be a good story, you know, about that. So I went to this seminar up at UCLA, and John Grisham was the guest speaker. And he asked people did they know what his business was. And a lot of people say, you're an attorney. He said, so what are my movies and books about? Law. He said, yeah, write what you know. You know? So I said, okay. So I took that. So I just said, okay, well, I'll just take Why Didn't We Love and just build a whole story of life starting from college all the way through. So it's like a 20-year period piece. So 72, when I went to college, I used that time frame until like 1992. So it was like a 20-year period piece. So then I started doing research before I wrote the book, and I was talking to a lot of different couples, and they said, oh man, you know, that's my story. I said, what do you mean? Man, because it's like somebody, you meet somebody earlier in life, and then you get away from them, and years later you meet them again, and then some people ended up hooking up and some didn't. But that whole issue was what this song was about. You know, why didn't we love? And so, so I asked Oliver if I could, you know, use that to write the story. That's what I was going to write my story about.
No, you didn't.
I did. And he gave me permission. And he gave me permission. And so now he said, I'm going to sue you, Pete. If you hit it, I'm suing.
I mean, he's telling the story, right? You know, so, you know, V has been known to just take the next nigga's stuff and just do it. So he did. He called me one day. He said, man, I got this idea. You got this, you know, you wrote this song. And I was able to find, I wasn't able to find the whole track. So I found what I could, and you're going to see it's on cassette. So that means it's on. But the version you're going to hear is, I had started working with a little rapper, and he was, you know, rappers do a whole different thing, right? And this dude was rapping, and he just could never just rap to the beat. You know, I was like, hey, where's this brother come from, right? But long story short, what you're going to hear is a little rap version of it. It's going to start at a bridge and then a rap. And yours truly is rapping, so don't laugh at my rap. And it didn't really work. And then you saw him again, and the vibe was there, but you just really couldn't say nothing. You know, so the question was, why did we love?
I'm so sad.
Okay, so that was the, I guess I don't need the microphone. Do I need it? Yeah. Hey, do I need the microphone? Yes. Okay, huh? Time to finish the book, but after the book was finished, Oliver and I said we was gonna do a soundtrack to the book. But we ain't never do it. You see, he ain't never finished the song to a final production.
Now is the time.
Yeah, so now, but anyway, that's what took so long in me waiting on doing the book, because I was waiting for the soundtrack that we was gonna put, but we never did.
Hey man,
Huh?
me and Mike can do the sidetrack.
Okay, all right, we'll get that after. All right, so I'm gonna read the prologue.
Hey, Ben, look.
The prologue, and then I'm gonna read the club scene with Maverick's flat. But the reason I'm gonna read the prologue, because this is giving props to the song, to Oliver's. Last episode ravaged my soul. I remember my heart shattering like a delicate piece of crystal hurled against marble. I was left in shambles, so choked with emotion I could hardly breathe, let alone speak. The emptiness and desolation of my soul, I felt, drove me into the darkest of despair as I saw my hopes and dreams come crashing down. I would often reflect on how our relationship started, how we became friends, then I was left brokenhearted. I wonder if I moved too slowly, or was it special circumstances or fear that kept getting in our way? Maybe bad timing was our demise. Regardless of the reason, the poignant emotional suffering remained indelible. Like a sadist, I dwelled on the reasons why we didn't get together, whether I was in another relationship or not. Why didn't we love? Why did we try to hide what was deep inside? Why didn't we even care enough to see if true love was what we really had? But it's a funny thing about life. Keep living and things do change.
Amen.
The manager of the club led us to a reserved table. We followed through the thick haze of cigarette smoke in the dimly lit little building. The funkiness of the odor and the heat in the club was representative of the packed house Maverick's flat was that evening. I loved the VIP treatment, and it appeared Monica loved it even more. The people in the club gawked at us as if we were celebrities. Well, we had one with us. The attention and double takes made me bubble inside with ecstasy. The music was so loud you could barely hear the person talking next to you. Ronnie and I had two of the prettiest ladies there, but the competition was thick. There was an unbelievable number of fine ladies in the house. The outfits ranged from half-naked clad ladies to ebony fashion fair runway models and straight GQ to the Pimp and Players Ball International MVPs. After we were seated, Ronnie motioned for me to come with him to the band's dressing room, with him. He was really a very generous person to those whom he liked, showing a lot of love, but he was also a user. In his business, he felt it was use or be used, and he preferred to be the one in control. Making money and having clout caused people to look to him for their big break. That's why Ronnie always had his guard up. "Teddy Davis," Ronnie shouted as he banged on the dressing room door. "Teddy Davis, Teddy Davis." The door opened and a short, thin fellow with a long, skinny mustache and plenty of personality jumped up and hugged Ronnie around the neck. "Teddy, meet my cousin Bobby." "Nice to meet you," said Teddy. I nodded and extended my hand for the normal dap that brothers had become so famous for when they greet one another. "We have two cuties with us tonight," said Ronnie. "Let me get their names and I'll make a special dedication to them during the show," answered Teddy. As Ronnie and I returned to the table, Monica was out on the dance floor getting her groove on. When the song finished, the master of ceremony stepped up to the microphone and announced Teddy Davis and the Flames from Cincinnati, Ohio. The crowd responded with excited applause. Teddy was sitting high, flailing away on the drums. His funky beats on the hi-hat and kick drum started the club rocking before any of the other instruments chimed in. When the bass man dropped the bottom in the pocket, the crowd kicked their enthusiasm up a notch. The guitar fell in with a rhythmic double time stroke that accented the groove, and the keyboard followed with smooth, rich chords that filled out the sound. The horns came in strong and pumped it up even higher. The club was rocking hard. When the background singers marched out on stage and broke into their choreography and melodic harmonies, the club went wild. Teddy had them. Like any good entertainer, he wasn't going to lose the house once he had it, and Teddy Davis and the Flames had this one right from the start. Being a top 40 band, they played all the latest tunes. The crowd grooved as the band played hit after hit. When they reached back and pulled out Sly and the Family Stones, I Want to Take You Higher, they were on fire. After 45 minutes of straight, sweat dripping, a musty nest of granddaddy, rotten egg, fresh baby boo-boo in the diaper funk. That's funky right there. That's funky. Teddy broke it down. He kept a soft, steady beat going that gave him a chance to introduce the band and not lose the groove. The next song was written by Ronnie Cole and me, my special guest this evening, said Teddy as his strong masculine voice reverberated over the top of the music. Teddy stated that the song was a ballad and initiated a call and response scenario to see if the audience was ready for a slow jam. The response was overwhelming and Monica led the applause. Teddy called Ronnie to the stage. The crowd cheered for Ronnie like it was the last 10 seconds of the Super Bowl and he was trotting out onto the field to kick the winning field goal. Ronnie motioned to Teddy as to say, "Why are you doing this to me?" The chant of the crowd was so intense that Ronnie had no chance of backing out. Security cleared a path big enough to drive a Mack truck through. Ronnie seated himself at the fender roads and played along to get the feel. Bursting into a drum fanfare, Teddy led the band into the ballad. As the intro played, Teddy dedicated the song Beautiful Rose to Karen and Monica.
To be here and a part of this, I am so happy for him. Anybody that knows Vaughn knows that he has spent his life doing a lot for other people. A lot for other people. One of the things that impressed me most about him was when he moved back to Vallejo, he moved back for his mother. And moved her in with him. Made sure that he bought a house that had 2 master suites. So his mama could have her own bathroom and a big, beautiful room. And he took care of his mother until the end. And that's just been so impressive to me. And it's just been really good to me, too. He did something for me that kind of changed my life. I've been singing my whole life. And then Vaughn and I met at Revival Center in a new members class. And he invited me to his house he had heard me sing at church, and he invited me to the house. I always like to tell a story like this. To sing to record a love song for his wife.
That I wrote on the airplane when I was moving across the country.
But when I tell the story, I like to say he wanted me to sing a love song to his wife. Which one? He said, which wife?
Oh, which wife? Oh, okay.
His current wife.
Current wife.
And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, Vaughn was producing my very first gospel CD. And that kind of sent me on a trajectory, and I've been singing professionally ever since. And I have Vaughn to thank for that.
Michael Nelson in that group, and they opened up for the Giants, for the San Francisco Giants' first home game of the season, and they sang the Black National Anthem on national TV.
So anyway, now that I talked all my nerves away, a room full of people that look like my brothers and sisters, my older brothers and sisters, it makes me nervous. But anyway, Vaughn asked me what I was going to sing, and I told him I wasn't going to tell him, and I wanted to do something old enough that everybody would remember, but nice enough that everybody would like it. So we'll see how it comes out. Face the hardest times you could imagine, and many times her eyes poured back the tears, Lord. And when her youthful world was about to fall in, each time I slammed his shoulders for the weight of all the fears.
Myself, Roy, Courtney, I need you to take this picture and then we're going to do books and signs. Take pictures. So I went to told you where I said, I got to get some flyers. You know what I mean? You know, picture, Roy?
Yes, I did.
With the book.
Okay, look.
You know my daddy said,
That's the mic.
You doing it too.
Hey, Ron, you write another book?
That's what he's doing. Okay, look. That was perfect. When you had to hand the book to him, take it.
oh, they must be together.